So I was scrolling through Twitter's best source of news, Dexerto, and I stumbled across this little article that they made where a 63-year-old man was arrested after stealing $400,000 worth of cheese. Now, first of all, I didn't know Textrix was that old. I'll give you a second to laugh at that one. And second of all, I kind of feel for the guy low-key. Because listen, you're 63, you're about to retire, you're trying to make your big break right before you go out, you know? And so if you have to steal $400,000 worth of cheese to do it, like, I get that. But the person I don't feel for here is the company. Because how in the world does $400,000 worth of cheese go missing because a guy pretended to be a wholesaler? Like, do you not have anyone checking your work here? Like, does everyone just think, oh yeah, this person definitely works for this major company, and no one did any background checks? But I digress. Pretty much what happened was this company, Neil's Yard Dairy, got called up by this guy who was pretty much like, yeah, I work for this major retailer in France. I want, you know, your Hafid Welsh organic cheddars, your Westcombe cheddars, your Pitchfork cheddars. I want all these, you know, super sought after cheeses. And just no one really knew that this guy wasn't actually working for these companies until they already sent him 950 cheeses. Like, this is like so much cheese. Like, this is like a mountain of cheese that they just sent to this guy because he just said that he worked somewhere and no one checked. And like, I was confused, right? Because this whole time I've just been saying like, no one checked, right? And I was just wondering, like, why is that? Pretty much what it is this guy who owns a farm where they make one of these really rare cheeses said that the artisan cheese world is a place where trust is just deeply embedded in all transactions. So basically, this major, like, crazy big market is just controlled by a bunch of people that just trust everyone, and just everyone's super nice. And this 63-year-old guy comes around, takes advantage of that because no one checks him. I gotta make that clear. Not one person asked this guy and was like, okay, are we sure that this guy works for this? Like, we haven't seen a single sale of our cheese. We're just like sending it to him in hopes that someone buys it. And this shit feels like fucking Marvel. Like, this is like a cinematic universe. There's all these people that are chipping in, like Patrick Holden, the guy who was like, yeah, pretty much we're just super trusting. This guy named Tom Calver, who's like a director of this other company, and he was pretty much just like, yeah, we're devastated that this fraud has targeted one of our most valued customers. Like, is this a net of just all these characters that I don't know, I don't get, but it's crazy because all of this was caused by this fucking retiree who just wanted to steal $400K worth of cheese for some reason. But on the bright side, this company, you know, despite its significant financial blow, they did go and pay the suppliers, which I guess is good. You know, I'm glad that the little guys aren't getting screwed over by this. But how did they lose $400,000 worth of cheese in the first place? Like, one person checks when they're sending, like, you know, a couple hundred, 200 maybe. Like, okay, that's 100K down the drain. But like, one person checks and they're like, huh, we haven't seen a single sale from all of this cheese we've sent out. I'm just so unbelievably confused at how this could even make any sense. And like, I find it especially funny because the headline for the article in this is that more than 22 tons of luxury cheddar cheese has been stolen from a London business in a sophisticated fraud. Like, this isn't that sophisticated. Am I crazy? Like, what happened was this guy who just was like, yo, I'm these people. Give me the cheese, all right? Give me the cheddar. And everyone just went along with it. There was nothing sophisticated. There wasn't like some fucking blackboard in the back they were planning this shit on, writing all this shit out where we're gonna like, go here, call these people, pretend to be all these people. This isn't like some hitman shit. This is just some guy was like, yeah, can I have the cheese, please? And everyone just went along with it. And like, I feel especially bad because now this whole section that was super trustworthy and stuff is just going to be taken advantage of over and over unless they start being less, you know, lenient on this kind of thing. So now all these companies are gonna have to go through so much extra effort and like making sure everything's accurate, which they should have been doing from the start. But like, now it's just gonna be so much more sketchy, all because of this one guy that just wanted to, he just wanted to retire, man. I just can't get over that. He just really wanted to just live his best life in his retirement, get like one big heist out of the way right before, and then he got caught and now everything's screwed. But like, it could have been a little more sophisticated. I feel like just going and calling and just pretending to be these people, it's so funny to me, man. It's and I genuinely, I really like thinking, like, because obviously this guy was doing it just for the money because it's, you know, it's expensive cheese and stuff. I really like thinking though that this guy is just a man like Ratatouille. He's got a mouse controlling him. He's gathering all of of this cheese for this mouse colony, and he's just like, he's just under the control of this army of mice trying to bring them all of this cheese. Or better yet, this guy just really fucking likes cheese. Like, he loves cheese so much, and he just needed all of the cheese in the world to retire. I don't know, man. I just think this is like the funniest story ever.